Thankfully, the young couple and 2 children we're told lived here were not inside when the explosion and fire brought this house down. Today, this is all that's left. Crews actually demolished some of what was still standing yesterday. But amid some of this burned debris, you can even see the charred remains, the side of the family vehicle. Early signs point to drugs being at the center of all this. Authorities believe the suspect came to this neighborhood with the intent to steal from the homeowner, but then things took a turn. What we have behind us here this morning is a perfect example of some of the worst of this devastation. A single family home blown from one side of a county road to the field across from it. All this debris, the wood, the furniture, the appliances, personal items and clothing, all from one individual house. This is just an example of how bad it can be. This is a park road, but if you want to take a look, Cicero Creek is what's causing the problem here. The water has flooded. One woman used Tinder, a second used the anonymous Whisper app, but in both cases, these women reported being raped when they met the person for the very first time. For many people, this is very personal. Alumni wanting to keep their alma maters open, parents wanting to keep their children in the same schools, but district leaders say they are dealing with low enrollment rates and something has to give. Good morning, guys. Police were trying to pull over a stolen van. When that driver refused to stop, they pursued him down Minnesota Street until he crashed just after a curve in the roadway, hitting a tree off to the side and then coming to a stop just a couple yards away. The owner tells us it was his security guards that were involved in this attempted robbery and ultimately shooting. Here's what he says happened. His security guards were parked in a car outside here on Emerson Avenue. Guys, this is some of the worst weather conditions we've seen so far. I know the lighting isn't great now, but we want to give you the best perspective possible. We're at 71st and the entrance ramp at 465 going southbound. It is a complete sheet of ice. This is what's left of a 2-story house on Sherman Drive, a renovation not yet complete when the roof collapsed as the home went up in flames early this morning. From search and rescue to fighting fires, Wayne Township Fire Department is extending its own repertoire thanks to flying cameras just like this one, hovering safely above potentially dangerous incidents, giving a 360-degree view of what's below. Inmates in Central Indiana prisons have successfully trained more than 150 service dogs over the past decade. It's a little-known program that's transforming more lives than anyone could have realized.
Nitro. Lap.
Behind bars,
Good boy.
a bond between inmate and dog grows.
It humanizes us. Oh, thank you so much.
Alkia Blackman works with Nitro.
Tuck.
He lives with her in her cell, part of a 24/7 training program to become a working service dog.
Good boy. It changes everything. Everything, the way that we have seen ourselves, the way that we think our family have seen us, the way that others see us. It's an amazing program. Good job.
For the past 5 of her 110-year sentence, Blackman's been an inmate handler for Indiana Canine Assistant Network, which intensively trains service dogs for the blind, deaf, and disabled.
You really have to strive to find the positive things in here, and this is one of the most positive things that I've ever done. Good job.
Dogs are raised by inmates from essentially birth, learning skills to help with walking, wheelchairs,
Good boy.
retrieving, and opening doors.
So I have a different viewpoint.
At the women's prison, a former inmate and ICANN handler runs the program.
I've been there, so I understand the challenges of being incarcerated and incarcerated working in a high-stress job.
Many wonder why inmates. Diamond says it's the consistency and time commitment they offer that makes prison a perfect place to do this type of intensive training.
Touch. Shake.
The dogs are rewarded by positive reinforcement.
Good job.
And at the end of their 2 years, they graduate.
It is hard, but it's bittersweet. These dogs, yes, we get attached.
Inmate meets client.
Lap.
Client meets dog. And the cycle starts all over again.
Fall, one of Central Indiana's favorite outdoor spots, is adding something new this year, a corn maze.
And she's not corny. She's Tricia Harte. She's here to give us a sneak peek at Conner Prairie's attraction. Good morning to you, Trish.
Good morning. It's 7 acres, 2 different mazes, and one more reason to check out Conner Prairie's Headless Horseman fun with your family this fall. Conner Prairie is telling folks to get lost.
How do you know where to go?
Make a wrong turn.
No, go this way.
And spend some time
This way.
just wandering around.
I'm like super excited to have this.
I hope you don't get lost.
This year, they're unveiling a 7-acre corn maze to fit in with their fall attractions.
The feedback we've gotten on social media so far has been fantastic.
Keep walking straight.
Chris Petrelli, director of programs, says this massive maze is 2 years in the making, working with a company out of Missouri to design the course and using GPS to carve its path.
So what happens if you get lost?
If you get lost, there are a lot of...
Jump for help?
You can scream as loud as you want.
In reality, staff members will wander the maze to help if needed.
Let's turn here.
There are 2 courses, an easy one for kids
Well, we are lost.
and a longer family maze meandering through some 3 miles of field.
It felt fun, but like very long.
This way, this way.
Before it opens, we tested it out with a little help from Conner Prairie's target demographic.
They've been really hard, but this one was actually one of the hardest ones I've ever been in.
Turning left and then right and left again. Getting a little lost,
This is the same spot we were at.
and even fighting through some corn stalks.
It was very, 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 very fun.
But our 20-minute trek through just part of the maze was a success.
The maze completely befuddled my sense of direction. I felt like I would never get out, but it was so fun.
Yeah, let's turn here.
Just ask them, they'll be back.
I kind of felt like I might get lost, but you know what, it's all fun, so I thought I'd find my way out eventually.
I thought it was very, very, very wet and fun and hard.
Would you want to do it again?
Probably. Guys, this way.